What's going on, B Nation? Hope you guys are doing wonderful. Today, we're talking about 5 foods to never eat after detox. So you've cleaned out the body, you're feeling good, and then you go have yourself a Big Mac. Okay, don't go that far. You will feel the effects. When I cleaned out my body, I played around and I felt the effects afterwards. And it wasn't pleasant, you guys. So when you start cleaning out your body and you go back to eating some of these foods I'm gonna mention, it could hurt you. And it's just the body telling you, I don't want this anymore. So I'm gonna give you 5 foods to stay away from that will help you. And some people were asking me, what do I eat after detox? So we're gonna cover a lot more about this. But today, 5 foods to never eat. So the first one being processed foods. So I've talked a lot about processed foods, and we're talking about things like donuts. We're talking about things that are in the grocery stores that may be on the shelves for a long period of time. These foods contain preservatives, and they are there to be on the shelf for possibly a very long time. So these preservatives are added in there to keep the foods lasting longer. If you read the ingredients, you'll find a lot of these foods also contain things like color, things like monosodium glutamate, MSG. A lot of these foods contain high sugar, high salt, and a lot of oil. So we really want to stay away from processed foods, even things like pop. A lot of the pop drinks out there contain a lot of sugar. Even high fructose corn syrup really raises the blood sugar levels and creates havoc on the pancreas, which is constantly, overstimulated, having to produce insulin, putting us at risk for diabetes. So things like pop can be very acidic. Some pop drinks out there are like a pH of 2. Very acidic on the body, and when the body is acidic, bringing in this acidic chemistry, it's going to have to neutralize it. So back to chemistry, we're going to have to pull some alkaline chemistry to neutralize this acid bringing in the body. So processed foods, I would definitely stay away from. And some alternatives, I like to give people, what do I eat? I really crave sugar. Well, there's things like dates. That is an alkaline sugar. If you want, you can make your own date paste, even turning to natural sugars. There's even maple syrup. I love maple syrup. I'm from Canada. Got a maple tree right beside me right here. And it's really just looking at as natural as sugar as possible. The second food that I would stay away from are things like white grains. White grains like white bread. Now, the reason is a lot of the breads out there also contain a lot of preservatives, a lot of ingredients we may not be able to recognize. White bread also contains things like gluten. This very sticky glue that really is not the best for our GI tract. And ingesting this is also very acidic. A lot of these white breads out there contain a lot of chemicals, a lot of preservatives. The body will have to produce mucus to protect itself from these foreign chemicals and proteins. So an alternative to this white bread is things like wild rice. If you can start bringing in wild rice with steamed veggies, it's an awesome alternative and really easy on the body to digest. The third food to stay away from are things like fast food. Things that are cooked at high temperatures, like French fries. Fast food is fast, right? So a lot of us are in the world, we're living in this fast-paced environment, so it's easy to turn to fast food, right? But with this fast food, it's not so fast on the body. The body actually has to try to figure out what is coming in here and what do I do with it. So the body actually has to work really hard to figure out, what do I do with these foreign proteins, this deep fried food? Well, a lot of us, may get acne, and that's from a lot of these oily foods. So a great alternative to fast food are things like fast smoothies. If you can just throw a smoothie together, spinach, strawberries, things like almond milk, that is gonna be way easier on your body to digest and very, very healthy for your body. So it's not gonna have to work super hard to figure out what is this. And you know, even things like eating a whole monomeal of grapes. Grapes are super hydrating. They are living food. The fourth food to stay away from, and one of the most important, but we'll save the best for last, is meat. So things like processed meats are a known carcinogen and contain also a lot of preservatives, nitrogen, sulfur, and even things like hormones and antibiotics. So we really want to make sure that we're consuming foods that are very easy on the body to digest. And one of the most important to eliminate, if you can, is dairy. Now, you guys have heard me talk a lot about dairy, but dairy is one of the most mucus forming foods on the planet. It's a milk from another species. These milks contain a lot of hormones, high estrogen, and it's a foreign protein. I'm talking about casein, things that the body is gonna have to really work hard to digest. There's so many of us that are lactose intolerant, and you know, this is actually the body a warning sign that it does not want this foreign protein coming in the body. So I like to try to stay away from all forms of milk, all forms of dairy, cheeses, yogurts, and alternatives. Love alternatives. Alternatives, as you guys know, there's lots of now plant-based milks out there. Things like coconut milk, almond milk, hemp milk. I love to make my own milk now. I'm making my own almond milk, even coconut milk. I am now even getting into making my own yogurts, coconut yogurt. So a lot more videos to come on that, but really it's about bringing in foods that are super easy to digest. Things like bananas, whole fruits, green juices, smoothies, steamed veggies. That's all really gonna be great for your health and easy on your body to digest. And the great thing about them is they're all alkaline too. So this is about keeping that alkaline balance in the body and taking out acidic foods as much as possible. Your body won't have to work as hard to digest these foods, and you're gonna notice, you know, differences in your health as well. So this is just, you know, my take on the 5 foods to never eat, to never bring into your body after a detox. And if you do, you know, you'll feel it. And if you have any experience with that, share them down below. I'd love to hear your experience. If you've done a detox and you've gone back to, say, eating a Big Mac, how did that make you feel? I'd like to hear it. I'm sure others would as well. So thank you so much for tuning in. As always, be alkaline, be yourself, and be getting in some fruits and vegetables today. Cheers.